We are kicking it with the CEO, founder, Kalilah Wright of Mess in a Bottle.
Hey, ladies. Thank you so much for having me.
Like walking into Target and seeing your pieces in there, seeing your picture.
That was definitely a bit. That was a close second.
Wow.
No matter how high you can get, it can all crumble and you got to start from scratch. Yeah. So why are we not embracing the ebbs or the flows? Like even the biggest of the biggest right now are having challenges. Yes. Walmart is having a challenge. Target is having a challenge. Hospitals are having challenges. Why would we as young, budding entrepreneurs with probably less capital be so hard on ourselves for stumbling and falling through something that you're just learning?
People come to us all the time and ask like, I want to open a salon, so we basically give us the blueprint, and I tell them we are still writing the blueprint. We are still making mistakes, and some of them are costly.
Oh, I know.
I know. We get kicked down, but we just
gotta keep going. And honestly, too, I'm in a place where I'm like, what if it is all over?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I did it for 10 years. I did some bomb ass shit that no one can ever take away. And it's okay if like this might be the end of that chapter.
Yeah. So happy to have you here.
That's very exciting.
We were trying to get you on first season.
I know, but in due time.
Yes.
And perfect timing.
It's the perfect timing. Yes.
Busy.
So such a time as this.
Yes.
Hello? Yes. So I feel like, let's jump right into it.
Let's get into it.
You've probably done plenty of podcasts, all the panels. People know who you are. You're like global at this point.
Thank you.
Yes. So we know who you are. If you want to tell the people the very few probably who don't know who you are, start from there.
All right. So my name is Kalilah Wright, and I am the founder and owner of Mess in a Bottle. So we put messages on T-shirts and they come packaged in a reusable bottle. So I started in 2016 after Freddie Gray, died while in police custody. And so that really made me want to create a message and have a message for my community. So I lived on Druid and Roberts, kind of newish to Baltimore at that point. But I was like, I was very impacted by what was happening in the community. And I'm a designer and architect by trade. And I was just like, you know what? I feel like the world needs a message. And that is how the birth of Mess in a Bottle happened.
I love that.
Yes.
Wow. I love your accent.
Very Brooklyn. Very Jamaican. Very, so I was born in Jamaica and then raised in Brooklyn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I say Baltimore definitely has played a humongous part on the woman that I am today. So, I'm grateful for, that connection.
I love it.
How so? 'Cause I feel like when I think of a Baltimore woman, Baltimore girl, I'm like, we got a lot of grit.
Yes.
A lot of grind.
Yes.
We like kind of sassy.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like that has like...
Yeah, you know what it is. And so like coming from Brooklyn, so Brooklyn for me is just hustler, and then Caribbean background, all of that is like hustle mentality.
Yes.
But like I came to Baltimore and being here for like grad school and really developing a home here. And like, I think that there's a lot of like kind of parallel between a Brooklyn girl and a Baltimore girl. And I just feel like it really, like Brooklyn raised me, but Baltimore got like the woman, that side of me where I was able to really like make sense out of that hustle culture into now like the birth of something. So I feel like Baltimore got to see a lot of my like, my age, like me becoming a woman happen in the city.
I love that. Okay.
So with your messages, they are a voice to the voiceless, right?
Yep.
So what does that mean to you on a personal level?
So, Mess in a Bottle, and when you think about message in a bottle, it comes from the 310 BC form of communication and receiving a message in the ocean. So to me, when I created and started the company, like I thought of message in a bottle, but clearly at the time the world was a mess. And I feel like a mess there is definitely a message that comes out of the mess.
Yes.
But I just know that for us to embrace the mess, you got to do that to even get to the message. And so, having it be sort of this raw emotion about love, life, career, current events, things that's happening around us, I feel like, it really resonated with the people when I created messages that were a mess.
I love the brand.
I do too.
I'm a fan.
Thank you.
I love just your vulnerability,
That's what
especially right now, because as fellow entrepreneurs, entrepreneurship can be a hot ass mess.
Oh, it
Very
is.
messy.
Yeah.
Oof.
Very much so.
Yes.
So when I say I love going on Instagram and seeing you just saying all the things that I feel like so many entrepreneurs want to say right now,
Yeah.
who either are afraid to say, feel like they can't say it. So what made you just get to that point where you're like, listen, all bets are off. Like this is my mess. I'm standing in my mess. I have a message for everyone. And how did you get there?
I've always I'm going to age myself from AOL days in which I used to write away statuses and messages. Like that's always been a part of my journey and my story, honestly. But what has been always consistent is the raw vulnerability and I guess transparency to things. And everybody may feel like it's for them, but honestly, it's for me.
Yes.
Because I need to keep myself, like I've seen how social media can really damage so many people. Just like it has, I don't admit this often, but it has done some damage to me where like at times, like I want to be silent. Like I found myself kind of, being in a shell because it is hard, even if the transparency does help someone. I do think sometimes the voice of the messenger gets so heavy that that there's somebody out there judging you and there's somebody out there that has something to say that, and sometimes honestly, I've had friends and family who are like, you sure you got to share all of that? Like, that's a lot. Like, that's your personal business. Is that what you want to put out? And so I do think what I have developed over the years is like some discernment, and especially it's so crazy. I've been in partnerships with very private people. Like all my partners have been like, I don't really love social media. They don't even use it as much.
Yeah.
So it has made me really think, like, am I also yearning for some privacy in my public? Like I am that, and so even with a partner and like having a baby recently, I've been learning how to respect that public privacy, so it's just discernment of knowing like, and it's not being like sort of fake to myself. Like I don't have to tell everything.
Yes.
Somebody even told me, and there's so many things that stick with me. Like someone's like, you could bring people into your foyer without bringing them into the back closet. And so, and I mean,
good.
I'm learning because sometimes I'm like, but it's okay to bring them into the messy room.
Yeah.
Like, like there's no shame in that, but if you are like, because I think that, and you have to also recognize too who you are. Some people may not be as transparent as I am because they, hold a lot of guilt or they're not, they're shamed, they're afraid or whatever. And like, but I'm okay with my truth. And the reason I say some of this stuff out loud is because even if it's uncomfortable for me, I'm like, I want to normalize it for us. Because it's just like, if you don't, people glorify the wrong thing. Like, and we have to have a balance.
Yes.
Like social media to me doesn't have any balance.
At all.
All you seeing the filters, the pretty pictures, the this, the that. So you're thinking everything is that.
Yeah.
So the minute that you get into it and it's a mess, it ruins you. Because you like, damn, I didn't think it was going to be that hard.
They just don't show this part.
Right. And so, and I want to make sure that I'm also showing that no matter how high you can get and no matter how much you like, oh, everything is good, the money is good, it can all crumble and you got to start from scratch. And then what?
Yep.
How do you show up?
Right.
What do you do? And I think that a lot of entrepreneurs, they crawl into a shell.
Yep.
They are embarrassed. They are, and and I'm telling myself, like, it's nothing. Entrepreneur, we say it all the time. It's ebbs and flows.
Yep.
So why are we not embracing the ebbs or the flows?
Right.
Like, why are we so embarrassed if
Right.
things
You
are
only wanna show
shifting
the
and
parts of it.
changing? Right. And if you think about it, and how I'm, again, normalizing some of the imposter syndrome and feelings that I feel, I'm saying to myself, even the biggest of the biggest right now are having challenges.
Yes.
Walmart
Yes.
is having a challenge. Target is having a challenge. Hospitals are having challenges. So why would we as young, budding entrepreneurs with probably less capital be so hard on ourselves for stumbling and falling through something that you're just learning through? I mean, I even did it while I was here, to be honest. Keeping it really 100 with y'all. I came in here just now and I was like, Dad, why didn't I make a better decision? And I'm going to have to rectify that in my mind later on when I get home. I was like, you had some money. Why didn't you invest this better? And like, they built something so beautiful. Why don't you have that? That's something I said to myself just now in the bathroom. And I was like, this was so beautiful. Like, and I'm like, I have to remind myself the trip ups, the mess, the falling. It's okay because your story, that's part of your journey.
Yes.
And it's okay,
It is
like,
so okay.
but we don't say that stuff and also normalize those feelings enough.
No.
And so, like you hold that in and you don't say,
I appreciate that.
Yes.
I do.
I
appreciate
love that.
Yes.
That honesty. And I feel like people come to us all the time and ask, like, can I do a one-on-one with y'all? I want to open a salon suite, or can you basically give us the blueprint? And I tell them we are still writing the blueprint. We are still making mistakes. And they're like, what?
Right.
Because they see this.
It looks so polished, but I know it, but we all know it's not. Right.
What went on behind the scenes and
I'm like, we are still making mistakes and some of them are costly.
Oh, I know.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so like, I'm sure other people feel like that too. Like, dang, why didn't do, they thought of this, but like, we still learning, very much so. And we get kicked down, but we just
gotta keep going.
And I think that's the best thing about doing this with a partner this time, because I had a hair salon before, it was just me. But doing the beauty hub with a partner, I have that support. It is very hard to try to do that and manage all of that by yourself.
Right.
So how do you feel about partnership when it comes to business?
That's a great question. I don't mind partnership. I think partnership is definitely like a marriage, and so it is such a marriage. Oh my gosh. And, so I don't mind it. I think where I struggle is like finding people who have that work ethic and rigor that you have. I'm like, can I just duplicate me? Because I'm like, if I could get another me, we would be rocking and rolling right now, but I don't mind partnership, but it has to be just the right fit. And I'm open to partnership. I'm just more like, because I'm so strong-headed and strong-minded and I know like this direction I'm on. And it's hard because I've built this like mess oasis. And so I keep on making all of these like different businesses a little bit. So I recently like kind of launched something called Mess and Mingle. And so it's like a sip and paint experience, but a print your own message type of thing. And then this is not
some messages to print.
Look, so y'all can come over and do, especially with the staff for the holidays and, that'll be fun. Yes. So I have like, this whole, and I even I'm not a big foodie, but I love, like, I don't eat meat. I'm a pescatarian. And so I have this little page and I've ran marathons. I don't know if y'all know that fun fact. And so I have, my page is called Kale Me a Mess. So almost like Call Me a Mess. And so, like, I'm like, so you're right. So I'm like, bringing people into my mess and as a partnership, it's going to take a lot because I ideate so much. And so I'm just like, it has to be a right marriage. And I have not found partnership where I'm like, I want to marry you. in business. You know, I haven't found that yet.
Yeah.
So let me see. Maybe somebody's trying to court me on a low. I don't know. You know, we'll see. You know, but I am open.
I love that. What would you say is your proudest moment in your journey so far?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I quickly, you know, thought to my kids. I quickly just now thought to like national television with Mark Cuban. But I don't even know if any of those for real. Like, I just had my friend. You know, honestly, when I encounter other messengers and people and they really share how much like my little message as I've deemed it and thought of it and how much that like really impacted them or changed them or did something for them. You know, I feel like I've made my mark on this world, you know, in various different ways, whether it's a school and talking to kids or like my kids and letting them see my hard work and determination. You know, a proud moment is just me picking myself up every day. That like I'm the most, you know, because I do it for my kids and the legacy and what I'm trying to build. But I'm telling you, it's them days when I just don't want to. And I'm still able to say, push through, you got this, everything will be okay. You know, so that for me is like, wow. Like I'm always saying that, like no matter how much you know, things are like real bad or you thinking it's real bad. And I'm still like, you could reinvent yourself. You could be okay. The other side is there. And knowing that I can do that for myself, I'm grateful for that.
I love that.
Me
That's
too.
So dope.
I can't lie. Like walking into Target and seeing your just your pieces in there, seeing your picture on
that was
like
definitely a bit. That was a close second.
Wow.
No, definitely having my stuff
I
in.
know her.
Right. That, you know, for me, that was 110% a huge deal for me. Mainly because, you know, again, I'm an immigrant. You know, I have, you know, I've being raised in Brooklyn and just, I've always known that there was something special and like people who encounter me are like, okay, something, this person. And so to see certain things like, you know, your path be, you know, your steps are actually really, you know, like, so it's just like, wow. So definitely, and having my son and having him and knowing like I started this business when he was 3 and we were able to go in Target, buy the product and see it on the shelves, you know, definitely big deal. As well as, you know, I had employees at one point and like just being able to like hire people and, you know, staff them, being able to, you know, like all of those things are huge deals in my life that I'm like, I'm grateful for them.
How has being a Black woman, businesswoman, shaped your perspective in fashion or the creative industry?
Really good question. So being a Black woman, I'm like, we're all that and then some. You know, I'm always like, yes. Like, I just feel like, especially in the time that we're in right now, where the world is a mess, I think that it is important for us to highlight, like, sort of like where we came from. Like, I just feel like with everything that we have been through generationally, it is so difficult to know that, you know, like we're not supposed to be here is what it feels like, you know, and the fact that we as a people and especially Black women keep persevering and keep showing up and doing amazing things, you know, I'm just like, and it shapes my fashion because, you know, it helps me to walk into rooms with my head held high and knowing like you that girl. And then to also know I see other Black women in the room and other women and who are cheering you on and, you know, like, so I think that, it's just been very inspirational, especially because we are not a monolith. Like there's so many, like I love seeing like the emo girls or the goth look and, you know, like all of these different like looks these days. And it's like, yeah, show out. Like we're not stuck in a box of one look, of one, you know, of one thing. So that, you know, I think like, and even just having these messages, it's kind of fun for me because you get to see so many different people wear them. And you wouldn't even think like I have a t-shirt dress that says, I love this tee so much, I left my pants at home. and I saw a white woman at a rock concert on stage wearing it. I was like, yes, girl. You know, like that to me really shapes like just the fashion, the message.
Yes.
And it wasn't even my perception of what I thought I would see in it. You know, so that's been like the beauty of this journey.
I love that. I feel like you are like so quick on your toes with the messages though. Like something to be going on and bam, it's like I got a
you
message
have
for
to
it.
be.
I love that.
I mean,
how do you do that?
Well, you know, I think that it's the marketing side. People want instantaneous. People want, you know, especially social media, people want the message. So I feel like the quicker you are with it, the quicker you are to throw up something, the quicker, you know, like people gravitate towards that. And it's speaking to their soul. And some people don't have a message. Some people don't know what to say because it's a mess. And you're like, how do I combat this? What do I? And then that is the job of Mess in a Bottle.
Yes. I love that.
Well, like you said, with it being so much of a mess, and that's your message, how do you decompress from it?
So it's hard to decompress from all the mess. I mean, even also because especially being that my brand is online, it's on social media, and it hangs in the balance of the mess. And sometimes it's like the mess gets heavy, you know? And I think that there's a lot of times where I just say to myself, like, you don't gotta take on all the mess. Like, it's not for you to resolve, take on. Like, sometimes it's a lot. And, you know, so there are times I can't fully sometimes step away from social media, but there are times where I put my phone down and I'm like, let me take a moment and let me not engulf myself in this mess. And, you know, there's a lot of noise too. Like social media is just, you know, it's overwhelming, it's noisy. And so, you know, I think that that's where I run, you know. So I mentioned that I've ran a couple marathons. And so just running and doing things that's outside of even entrepreneurship sometimes brings you a lot of peace and it helps you and gives you a lot of clarity. So, you know, things like that help me to like kill the noise.
Okay.
Because this one right here, she always in the gym, always working out.
Good.
Yes. And when she like,
I ain't did no marathon yet though. I ain't did that one.
Listen, I'm all for right now. Health is 1,000% our wealth.
Yes.
And I just feel like, especially as Black people, Black women, I'm like, I want to see us eat well, do well, be well, feel well. Like all of that stuff matters to me.
I can't shake the red meat though. I love me a good steak.
Look, you gotta have some lion's mane mushroom.
Okay.
And it's your steak. It's your steak replacement. It's your steak replacement.
How long have you been pescatarian?
I want to say it's maybe been like about 8 years now, maybe 6 to 8 years. So I went to South Africa. Like this was my second time going to South Africa, and I was going through a bit of a breakup, and I said no meat, no assholes, and no, like that was my thing. I said it was like 3 things: no meat, no assholes, and maybe like no liquor. And it was like I didn't want anything that I felt like I was so dependent on, you know. And so like even just and the asshole parts was like people, you know. Like I don't want people that I feel like I gotta depend. Like I need to, you know. So I just kind of killed everything. And I take a sip every now and then, but definitely meat was one that I just didn't go back to. Yeah.
Was Mess in a Bottle kind of birthed after the breakup a little?
No, so it was before. Okay. But it brought me just a lot of clarity about like just people and mess. And, you know, it might have inspired a couple of messages. I might have been a little angry. So if there was any angry messages during that time, that was definitely done.
Okay.
So funny. So you recently closed your website. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so
what led you to that decision?
In August, I was just like, I'm done. I was like, you know, and I'm still going through the motions. You know, entrepreneurship is definitely that bad relationship where you're like, should I, should not, should I, should not. You know, like you don't know if
it's emotional abuse for real.
It is. Somebody, my homegirl just said the same thing that she, going through it as well. And it's one of those things where you don't know if if you hang on, it's like, ooh, is it, you know that like meme where it's like somebody's trying to nail through a rock and it's just like if they kept going, it's like on the other side of the rock, it's like, ooh, everything is there. But it's like you get tired and you like look and you stop. And you like, you right there so thin, you right there.
Gosh.
So it's just one of those things where, I'm trying to have discernment in this. And I will say also, and I'm trying to also recognize this and hold on to it. I'm at a different place in my life.
Okay.
When I started my business 10 years ago, like I was a young mom and I was also going through a divorce at that time. Like my healing and things were different compared to now. I'm in a great, like much more like healed space and loving space. And, so all of the like, maybe like late nights or the grind and the, all of that may not exist as much. Like I want to go to the gym. Like I'm mad I haven't been able to run yet. And, since Sunday. So it's just like, when you heal different, like the journey looks different. So, so I'm also like, I don't know if I want to be at the shop until midnight. I don't know if I want to be able to put my phone down on social media and not feel like I gotta, So I paused the business and I told everybody I was done. I'm like, I'm done with this. And so that was August and September. And then in October, I was like, oh, Stevie, I got to go back to the strip club. Because the way my bank account was like, wait, hold on.
Like,
hold on. Right, look, come here. Right, pull me right back. Okay. End scene at that point, But no, I'm just, I'm trying to figure out like sort of my shift, my exit. And I feel like what I did learn within that pause, and it might be, again, often, in a couple of days.
Yeah.
But what I'm learning is more about what makes sense. And so what I did this time is like we came, I put up like a limited edition. There's not as many messages. I'm entertaining this mess and mingle where I have like people come into the shop making their own stuff. I feel like that's more lucrative. So, and and I could do that twice a month, if that, and still be. So it's just making sure like what makes the most financial sense, understanding your business, understanding the numbers, understanding where you are, making sure like, okay, this is not going to be too heavy on me. I got to be able to pick up my kids. I got to be, like there's just so much that has to align and balance. And honestly too, I'm in a place where I'm like, what if it is all over?
Yep.
I did it for 10 years. I did some bomb ass shit that no one can ever take away. And it's okay if like this might be the end of that chapter. Like that's not a bad thing either, Yeah. And so it's just making those decisions. So I'm kind of tithering, but the end of the month is coming up. Rent is due again. And the strip club pole is getting tired of me. And I'm getting tired of it. So, I'm holding on, but I'm trying to see like if does it make sense? And I don't know if I know that answer yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So just trying to figure out my mess.
Yes. Like all of us.
Yeah.
So what advice do you have for someone else that's in their mess, in the middle of their mess right now and they trying to figure it out?
I would say like I'm doing, like make sure it makes sense. And that's not just from an emotional standpoint. It needs to be from a data-driven standpoint. It needs to be from the numbers. It needs to be from, I don't think a lot of people are looking at their metrics enough. Like somebody asked me recently, I was telling them how I was feeling, what was going on, another entrepreneur. And he said, so tell me what is working. Like, tell me what that was, like, tell me what did you do to make it work? Like, so you could understand that. So you can then say, all right, is this something I could replicate? Is this something I could keep going with? Is it going to get me to my goal? So I think really understanding those things to decide if like you're going to keep going or if you're going to pivot and also making some smart decisions about pivoting, like, so for me, for right now, because I've built something and it's so strong, I'm like, I want to use mess to pivot.
Yes.
That's just the bottom line of it. So that's kind of one of the reasons I'm not fully pulling away from it, because I think it's going to be a ramp and a runway to my next thing. And so you got to use it for what it is and then transition. So
love that. Good
That's
advice.
a word.
It is.
Yes.
Good.
So
good.
good.
I'm sitting with that one.
Because I feel like I'm kind of at that crossroads a little bit with my other business, House of Bombshell. Like, I recently posted, I'm going on a creative pause, like, because I just have too much going on right now that I can't even be creative in that space.
Yeah.
You know, I just can't even think about House of Bombshell right now. And I'm like, what is this moment? Like, do I pivot? Do I close? Do I keep pushing? Like, what is this? And like you said, not looking at it from an emotional standpoint, but really looking at the numbers and the data. And
also, one thing I will say, great advice is also looking at your day-to-day and what you're actually doing with your time. I can't remember what the actual message is, but the saying was almost like, you could tell your future self by what you're doing today. So if you are not like putting your energy and time into said things that you're saying, like, oh, I got to work on this and do that. Like, for example, people be like, you know, I want to launch something, and they keep on kind of procrastinating, and it's not happening. It's probably just, and it's not going to, like, until you dedicate it, spend the time, do the thing. So I ask myself, I'm like, okay, it's just maybe not where my heart or desire. And so it's just like, after a while, you got to ask yourself, like, why do you keep on pushing it off? And if it's just not, and maybe it's like, okay, it's a 2026 thing. Like, that's what I've also given myself. A last little thing I'll drop here too. I read this book that I love. It's called The 12-Week Year. It's one of my favorite books.
I started it. I didn't finish it. Sorry,
I read it all the time. I read it like almost at the top of every year. And so the 12-week year is really great. But basically, you're setting some goals for like 12 weeks. And so you're looking at 12 weeks as almost like 12 months instead of, so you set these short like kind of goals to help you to be able to reach your end goal, right? Because it all has to still connect to your end goal. And so for me, I'm like, we need to kind of, so I put certain things in my 12 weeks to assess. Like, so if I say I'm going to go do TikTok live or do a certain thing. And so even that, let me reassess. So I've said to myself, what is my goal? My goal is to make maybe some residual money so I don't have to be tied to anything. And so TikTok Live may not be the thing that I need to focus on. It may be something else. So identifying that and then really making a decision that in these 12 weeks, my commitment is to X. And you do that for the 12 weeks. So those are the type of things. And so if you realize also that you're not doing it in the 12 weeks, you need to just shift and be like, this is just not the goal and it's just not happening.
Yeah. When you mentioned a few minutes ago about mess being like your runway or your ramp to other things, that really like, that resonated really, because I feel like it was confirmation almost in a sense, because I feel like House of Bombshell was like that runway and that ramp to this. Because I had been in business for so long and did what,
because it sounds like it is.
Filed my taxes and paid my taxes and, you know, established like business relationships and just business banking, all of the things, right? It really set us up to be able to do this, what we are doing now, you know? And I'm like, maybe that was like those years, because it was incorporated in 2015. So 10 years. Yeah. So maybe, you know, that 10 years, that's what, you know, I worked so hard so that
you could get to this.
I could get to this level.
Yeah. And we need to sometimes stop splitting ourselves too. Because sometimes we need to stop splitting ourselves. You know, because sometimes we're like, oh, I could keep this going with this going, with that going, with that going. And sometimes that makes a bigger mess than you need it to. You know, and maybe this needs your more attention in this season.
Yes. Because I feel like having to still show up for House of Bombshell and like, even that was in a pivot when I closed the salon, you know, because I'm like, okay, we're no longer a salon, we're just beauty and lifestyle. But then, you know, manufacturer went out of business. So now it's no more hair products. So now it's just like lifestyle. And like people are having a very hard time trying to understand like what House of Bombshell is right now. And I'm like, I don't have the time
to teach them. That's what I was going to say. And maybe you don't.
I got this over here that is like taking
Yeah.
more. You know, it's
And you
taking
have to
precedence.
honor that.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't honor that because we're still like trying to hold on to this thing.
Yes.
And I'm like, maybe you need to let
just
go.
For,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be a pause. It could be a pause.
And I feel like if it's a pause and I bring it back, just not putting so much pressure on it.
Yeah.
Like how you said how, you know, your site now doesn't have as many messages.
Right.
I feel like it's still a lot going on for House of Bomb Show.
Yeah.
So maybe, you know, just
bring it back.
Bringing it back.
Bring it back.
Bringing it back.
Yeah.
That was so good. That I got chills. Woo! Yeah, I needed that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So what's next for you?
Oh man, I'm still trying to figure it out. Like I said, so I recently did this mess and mingle, and people came to my shop, and you know, it's like this kind of print your own custom message, and it went really, really well. I think people right now are yearning for community.
Yes.
So they're yearning for community. I also launched like a little school community called Mess of Entrepreneurship, and so I think what has been really, you know, kind of coming to me a lot lately is supporting other entrepreneurs in their mess and how they are, you know, trying to figure out this next phase of their, you know, what they have to let go of or keep or do. And so I'm honing in on that because I definitely feel like I have the knowledge, the expertise. So just building community. Yes. And so that's kind of my next thing, whether it's with you know, mess of entrepreneurship or even mess and mingle, but it's just embracing the mess of it all and like, you know, and just keeping things going.
I love it.
I love that.
We love the mess and the message.
Yes, we
Thank
did.
you.
So do you have a message for us before we go?
Well, one of my favorite messages that I always bring up is failure is progress. And it's something that I need to constantly remind myself as well. So no matter how much you fail, continue to fail forward. You guys are doing amazing. I love all the things.
Thank you.
And, you know, and I think that I'm hoping that the messages that I was able to share today not only help you guys, but also the people out there as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. That was
Thanks for
so
coming on and
good.
kicking with us.
Yes, for sure. We had 5 quick rapid fire questions before we go.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
All right. One word to describe your journey so far.
Super califragilistic. A lot of mess. That's one word. A lot of mess.
Right. Coffee or tea?
Tea. I'm a tea girl to the fullest.
Okay. Favorite quote or message you live by?
A Black woman created this.
Ooh,
hello.
Okay. First thing you do when you wake up?
Oh, this is so bad. I touch my phone. I hate it. My
honest.
daughter on my phone. Both of them.
Honest.
Like, I don't like it. I got to change that.
You're honest.
Yeah.
Okay, and the last one. If you could put one new message in a bottle today, what would it say?
Ooh. I ain't nothing to mess with. That's it.
Mic drop.
Right.
Yes, so good.
Yes, I love it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You gotta come back, even if it's just to like do some content or something.
Yeah, I will. I'm really, this place has a lot of energy and I definitely want to be able to
and
be
we
in
can get
it.
with you with the mess and mingle. I think that would be nice for our members too.
Yeah.
That would be good. Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So how can the people follow you?
I am Mess in a Bottle on Instagram, as well as owner of Mess on Instagram, TikTok, and all that good stuff.
All right. Thank you.